Have you ever felt when you're working on your English skills that things are a bit random? You do an exercise here, you read an article there, you listen to a podcast or watch a YouTube video. It's all over the place. You're not organized, and you're not tracking your progress toward your goals. If you're not tracking your progress and you're not organized, how can you expect to improve, right? Maybe you've come a long way. How can you know if you have, unless you're keeping track of what you've done and where you're going? So in this video, we're going to explore what we can do about that with the concept of a hub. A hub is a single place to keep everything that we're doing when it comes to working on English skills. This is a way to track progress, a way to keep things organized. Now, we're going to be doing this in Notion, but I want to make it clear you don't have to do it in Notion. Find what works for you. I think the important thing is that you're keeping track of things and keeping things organized so that you can review when you need to review, so that you can find that thing that you learned that one time, right, that you can't remember. You can easily find it, right? So we're doing this in Notion. I like Notion because it's very customizable. You can kind of make it what you want it to be. Make it work for you. Everyone has a different learning style, a different way of processing information. So you can kind of, if you know how to use it, build a system that makes sense in your brain. If you're using somebody else's system and it doesn't really intuitively make sense to you, that's a problem. Now, this particular hub that we're working on is made up of a page and then subpages. These are pages inside of a page. This is a Learning English page that I've created, and then I've added 3 new pages. And you could add more. Maybe there's a page for videos. Maybe there's a page for a particular course that you are learning or have learned. Maybe one of mine, maybe someone else's, right? These 3 are templates from, and you can find templates in the template store in Notion. That's another thing that's cool about it. These are from Notion Everything. These are free. They have ones that are not free, but these are free. They're not a sponsor of this video or anything. I just like their free templates because they're so simple and very adaptable. Let's start with the habit tracker, the English Learning Habit Tracker. Now, this one uses an interesting thing about human psychology. Maybe not for everybody, but for many people, we feel motivated by a bit of pressure. There are different things that can give us pressure, but one thing that can give us pressure, positive pressure, I would say, is a feeling that we don't want to let our past selves down. If I said I was going to do something every day, and I've done it for the past 5 days, I'm much more likely to do it today because I don't want to let my past self down. I don't want to let my present self down, so I'm going to do it. This is using something called streaks, right? Doing what you say you're going to do days in a row, weeks in a row, months in a row. It's an interesting psychological thing. So I have a set of tasks that I've set up here that I either did or didn't do. You don't want to go overboard here. You don't want to make it so intense that you can only do it for a few days and then you give up because it's too hard. Find the balance. It's better to be sustainable and do it over the long term than to do something because you're very excited for 3 days and then give up forever. So what did I say I was going to do every day? And you can set this up so that it's maybe just weekdays and not the weekend. That's fine. I said I was going to read. That could be reading an article, reading a bit of a book. I was going to learn 3 new words. I said I was going to do speaking practice. There's a little robot icon there, so that would be maybe with ChatGPT. Podcast, maybe that means at least 20 minutes of a podcast. You have to clearly define for yourself what the thresholds are, what each of these mean. What does it mean to learn a new word? You have to define that for yourself. You can't just look at 3 new words and say, I know them. You have to define what it means to learn a word. Be honest with yourself. And the other one is journal. Okay, so, and I also have a little progress bar here. So did I read? I did. Did I learn 3 words? I did. And you can see the progress bar is filling up here. Did I do a little bit of speaking practice with ChatGPT? Yes, I did. Did I listen to 20 minutes of a podcast? Yes, I did. Did I write in my journal? Yes, I did. Now, if I look at the week view, I can see in the week view, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. On Tuesday, which is today, I have completed all of them, 100%. So tomorrow on the 9th, these have the same tasks, I'm much more likely to do all of them because I don't want to let myself down. This is just one way to motivate yourself. There are other ways, but in terms of habits, doing streaks, completing a whole week and then a whole month and having 2 whole months in a row is a great way to reinforce the habits that you want. Again, I will just remind you, don't make it too intense. Maybe you take weekends off, right? Maybe you give yourself 1 cheat day per month or something like that. Make rules, right? And stick to the rules. But then once you've completed the week, then you can check off the week and then the month, and then you're really building up momentum. And that's the best way to build habits, which is very important for English learning. Now, let's go back to the hub and let's explore the book tracker. Now, you could use this for books. You could use this for movies. You could use this for courses that you're taking. For example, maybe you're taking the 90-day program. If you wanted to use something like this for the 90-day program, you could. I do have a special Notion page that gets sent out when you sign up for the 90-day program. It's not this one exactly, but it's kind of similar, and it uses drop-downs, which I really like, to organize feedback and notes and things like that. And you can also add takeaways from the lessons. Again, you have to make it your own. Do it in a way that makes sense to you. By the way, the 90-day program uses AI to check assignments. You watch lessons. It's over 50 hours of lessons. You complete them in 90 days. You do assignments. You get feedback on assignments from AI. You also have my WhatsApp to check in throughout the program, get help from me. I answer questions, whatever you need to meet your goals, right? To reach your goals. That's the whole purpose of the 90-day program. So check that out in the links in the description. And you can also now get a 90-day study plan for free before you sign up. So check that out. Okay, so this is just placeholder stuff, but I have categories up here. I can add a new book. I can check out books that I'm currently reading, books that I've finished, right? So let's say I want to see the books that I am going to read. Building a Second Brain, that's a very fitting title. Books that I'm currently reading, right? And if I go into each one, I can change some details about them. So I've read a little bit of the 4-hour work week, and so now I'm on page 80, and then down here, I will keep notes. Maybe I finish the book, I leave a rating so that if I want to recommend it to people in the future, I can remember how much I liked it. I'm reading a book right now on the city of Alexandria. Not that good. I'm not going to recommend it. 2 stars. So here I'll make notes. Maybe I'll say, I'll do it by chapter 1, chapter 2, and I might do it depending on what works for me. I'll turn that into a drop down. Let's see, where is the heading drop down? I really like to use toggled headings so that you can collapse things. So maybe under this, I'll put AI summary of the chapter from ChatGPT, just to remind me, maybe my notes and key takeaways. Maybe I just do it like this, or I make these also drop downs. I really like toggled lists very much. So I might do it like this and add notes, or organize it a different way that makes sense to me. So this makes it very accessible. It's a very easy and quick way to keep track of what I'm reading. You can add new books. It's fairly simple to add new books. What am I reading right now? The Myth of the Framework. I I really like this template because it's so simple and so easy to use. Okay, now the final one that we're going to look at in our hub, we're just doing 3, but you can add as many as you need, is a note-taking system. This is very simple. Okay, I want to write a new note. About what? Okay, maybe this is the lesson on a lesson 90-day program lesson on verb tenses. This one is now in progress. Okay, I can write a summary here. Summary, and now it's there in my recent notes. So I have my latest notes, and I also have folders. So I have a 90-day program folder. I have a Kathy GPT practice folder. That might make no sense, but if you're doing the 90-day program, you have a lot of interactions with my AI assistant, whose name is Kathy, to do assignments and have live conversations. And you have assignments and feedback. So let's go to this folder here, and I have related notes related to this folder, maybe a role play that I did with Kathy, the assistant. Now, the one that gets sent out as part of the 90-day program is a bit different from this one, but you could definitely use this one too. Whatever works for you. I think that's the key thing. Ask yourself, right now, I'm working on my English. Am I using a system? Am I learning responsibly? Do I know where I'm going? If I have a clear goal, am I making progress toward it? Are the activities, the things I'm doing, kind of arranged in a way that lines up behind my goal so that I can actually make progress? Or is it all just kind of here and there? Do I have a record of everything that I do so that I can reference it when I need to? If you're asking yourself these questions and answering no to most of them, it might make sense for you to think about a system. The key takeaway here is not, oh, use this, use these exactly, do exactly what I did here, do that. That's not the key takeaway. The key takeaway is find a way that works for you to track your habits, to stick to your goals, to learn from movies and TV shows and books, to keep track of what you are doing and what you have done in the past, right? To hold yourself accountable, to stick with it over the long term. Again, if you're serious, you need a way to do these things. Otherwise, how can you expect to really make progress? So if you come up with a hub and you want to share it, one that's different from this, I'd love to see it. Please do share that. If you haven't done so already, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. Get a free course in the links in the description. And also, check out the 90-day program. It's the best way to improve your English in 90 days. All of the things that I mentioned, I think a great cost-effective way to actually break through that barrier of I'm not really improving and make real progress toward English fluency. And if you're not happy with the results at the end, you can get a full refund, which is not something you see very often. A full refund at the end of 90 days, I think it's a pretty good deal. So check that out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.